Thanks, Chris. Well, if you're among more than 29 million Americans who are living with diabetes, you want to separate the truth from the myths. There are a couple of common myths about the disease, and since November is Diabetes Awareness Month, it's a good time to set the record straight. So joining us this morning to debunk the top 5 myths about diabetes is Valerie Burton. She's a certified diabetes educator at 2 Row. So you're here to talk about the myths. So let's talk about the first one here. Yes. We have the first one is that type 1 and type 2 diabetes are the same.
They are not. There are 2 different types. Type 1 diabetes, you have cells, your immune system attacks the cells in the pancreas that produce insulin, and you're no longer able to produce insulin. So type 1 diabetics have to take insulin every day in order to live. Type 2 diabetics, they're able to make insulin, but the insulin that they make either doesn't work properly or they just don't make enough. And they can manage diabetes with diet, exercise, or taking some medications. But the type of medication you take does not dictate the type of diabetes you have.
That's interesting. Okay, so we'll go to the second one now. Diabetes symptoms are easy to detect.
They can, they're very common, as a matter of fact, so they can easily go unnoticed. Feeling extremely fatigued is a very common sign.
I feel like everyone is extremely
everybody's
fatigued.
tired, right?
Especially when we're so busy.
So that's an easy one to miss. Being extremely thirsty or having constant dry mouth, frequent urinating, numbness and tingling in the hands or feet, hunger all the time even though you're eating, weight loss. For type 1 diabetics, weight loss even though you are eating are common signs. For women, recurring yeast infections, and for men specifically, sexual dysfunction can all be signs of high blood sugar.
That's good to know, though. So then our third one here is eating too much sweets could cause diabetes.
Everybody thinks that.
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, you just kind of, for some reason, it's just kind of assumed.
It is assumed, but that's not true. Eating sugar does not cause diabetes. We get diabetes because we're not able to produce enough insulin. But if we do eat too many calories, that can cause weight gain. And what weight gain does, it can cause insulin resistance. And that's where you gain weight, your body's not able to use insulin properly, and that can lead to type 2 diabetes.
So sugar is okay in moderation.
Yes, that's the word.
Good, I was a little worried there. Okay, so our fourth myth here is if you have diabetes, you can't eat carbs.
That's a huge myth also. We need carbohydrate for energy. That's our fuel. We can't live without it. As a matter of fact, your brain functions on glucose. So we have to have carbohydrate. When we don't take in enough carbohydrate, we have this amazing built-in mechanism where the liver is able to produce glucose. So either source for the person who has diabetes, if we eliminate carbs completely from the diet, the body is going to make sugar. We don't make enough insulin to move that sugar out of the way. So we can still have high blood sugar if we don't eat any carbohydrate, or we'll have high blood sugar if we eat too many. So the key is balance.
Moderation.
Yes.
So po' boy is still okay?
Maybe a quarter of
a po' boy. Okay, I'll share the po' boy then.
There you go.
Okay, and then the fifth myth here is people with diabetes are more likely to get sick.
And that's not true in the sense that just having it doesn't make you prone to getting sick. But what we do have to watch for when you do have diabetes, if you get sick, we can have serious complications just because we have diabetes. So it's important that people with diabetes get their flu shots and their vaccinations.
All right, thank you so much for joining us and debunking all of our 5 myths.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back here after the break.